concluding our study on the rise of suicide. And, I love the scriptures, man. And one of the things I love the most about the scriptures is the stories. The stories are fascinating to me. I mean, you got to believe this stuff. If you believe this stuff, man, you've been eating Cocoa Puffs. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. But that goes to show how the Spirit of God works, that we believe this and that we live our lives accordingly. One of the stories I love is the story of Adam and Eve, man. It's a fascinating story to me, how God made Adam the first man, and he gave him the responsibility of being in charge of the entire earth. Everything on it, the animals, I think it was all, there were no people, just him. At the time, him and Eve. But God gave him a huge responsibility. And see, listen, I don't believe that Adam was a normal guy like me and you, a normal dude. I don't think that. I think Adam had supernatural powers. Think about it. He was in charge of the entire earth. All the animals were subject to him. Matter of fact, he was a creator because God told him to go and fill the earth up, make more people. Praise the Lord. That's still happening today. People say, we're all here because somebody made us. But it started out, y'all, with Adam, right? So God gave him the big responsibility. He's in charge of the earth. He's a creator, man. He's a namer of the animals. Isn't that crazy? So he's a creator. He's a namer of the animals, and then he's an overseer. He's in charge of everything. Think about it. A lion is a lion no matter what language. I can be speaking the perfect Japanese and lion's still a lion. Right? An elephant is an elephant in every language. Why? Because Adam said so. Not God, Adam. God gave Adam responsibility. He's a CEO. He was the head man in charge. But the most important thing that God gave Adam was he gave Adam a command. He said, hey, rule this earth, rule it, and continue life. That's your responsibility. So from that command came one thing, vision. Adam had to see these things that God said to do it. He had to see the earth filled with people. He had to see. So when God brought him the animals, it was no big thing for him to name them. Why? Because he could see them. He could see it because of vision. See, what happens when God gives a command, what comes with that command is you become impregnated with it. And you give birth to it, it's called vision. And the vision was the thing that was the most important thing that God gave Adam. It came forth out of him, right? And so it's easy for us to say, because of all of that and what the things we see today and the things that have happened and everything how it is, it's easy for us to say, well, Adam's life was a big part of God's plan. The question is, and it'll help us sum up this whole series, is what do you think about your life? Right. Is your life a part of God's big plan? Do you believe it? It's easy for us to say, oh yeah, Adam was the first man, yes. And God, he did great things. He named the animals. He created people, yeah. But his life was a part of God's plan. The question is, what do you believe about your life? Can you believe that God created you and impregnated you? You should be pregnant. That's why our school system, I used to love teach high school, because I wanted to see who was impregnated with vision. What you gonna be when you get big? I ask everywhere I go, I ask, what you gonna do? What you gonna be? I want to see what's dreaming on the inside of you. Because I know, listen, there ain't a person on this planet that's not impregnated with vision. Because God is consistently faithful. He does the same thing, no matter where they are, no matter where they live. That's why they break their neck. That's why they risk their lives to come to America. Vision. I thought I'd get a bigger amen in that. And see, the tragedy of Adam, listen to this carefully. The tragedy of the Adam and Eve story is this. Listen. Adam lost sight of vision. Satan came to him and said, hey, Adam, that tree, it's in the garden. God said, don't eat that tree. What was Adam in charge of? Every tree. Everything was subject to Adam. He thinking about one tree. He was in charge of all the trees, man. The saints showed up. He should say, you see that tree there? Hey, homie, hold on, homie. You know I'm in charge of all this? You want me to worry about one tree? He lost sight of vision. He lost sight of vision. Listen to me, people of God. What happens to us and why things like suicide and things like, y'all, what we've been talking about for the last 4 weeks now. What? Self-pity. We got two people that know, right? Self-pity, right? How they can ease their way in our lives and talk to us. Why? Vision. Vision. Take your mind off the big picture and look at one little thing. It's the tragedy. And see, what we are now, I was watching some music show the other day with the kids. What's that show? MTV? One of them award show. And everybody was coming out right, but I'm seeing the people copycats, man. We dress alike. We hang stuff off our butt because we saw other people. No, man, be yourself. Be the person God created you to be. Why be a copycat? That's the way of cheapening what God put inside of you. Because I got to go and act like you act and do like you do. Then I consider myself valuable. No, that's wrong. No. I live out the vision God puts inside of me. And that's why we're not inspired as a people. We've lost our inspiration because we're too busy being copycats. That's why suicide can come in and talk to you because you're too busy copycatting people. What's your vision that God's given you? Can we just talk? Can we have a conversation? Can we have a conversation? Let's talk about what's vision. Here we go. Here's what vision is. It is being, this is Pastor Darren's interpretation of it, all right? So if anybody, you hear it on TV, you know, you first heard it at CrossRoads. It is being impregnated with dreams and convictions with the desire to make them come to pass. And as I said before, I believe there's not a person on this planet that's not impregnated with vision. God has given us all something to do. And he first gives it to us through vision. The suicide thoughts can't come in your mind if you're impregnated with vision. Oh, my God. Let's talk about it. Let me read this, Titus 2:14. Let me show you what God's vision is for mankind, okay? Listen. It's summed up in this one verse, in my opinion. He gave his life to free us from every kind of sin. That's what he had to do, all right? To cleanse us, listen to this, and to make us his very own people, totally committed to doing good deeds. That's God's vision for people. God's vision, he wanted to make us his own. And whatever it took to make us his own, that we might live with him forever, it's what he did. Y'all hear? Yeah. That's what he did. So Miles, did you put that scripture up? Yes. Okay. So listen. So it is to impregnate. We are impregnated with things that God wants us to do, because God was impregnated with us. He gave birth to us, and then he said, "I'm gonna give them vision." Come on, let's go. Let me explain. Let me break this down. True vision, listen to this, originated from God concerning you. So, God's solution to the chaos in your life is vision. I'll say it again. God's solution to the chaos, anytime there's chaos, chaos all over the place. Listen, the first thing when Adam and Eve fell, God said, Adam, where are you? He said, I'm right here. Where are you? I hid. Why'd you hide? Why'd you hide? Because you know, you and and God said, who told you? Who told you? No, who's been counseling you? Because see, there was no chaos. There was no chaos. Everything was in order, working the way it's supposed. There was no chaos. Anytime there's chaos and things are not working, look out, check out, evaluate, vision. Yeah. I want to die, Pastor. Whoa. What's inside of you? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, me and my wife have counseled a lot of people over the years. And the thing we ask married couples, when there's chaos and all this, we ask, hey, first thing, what's going on and who's in charge? Who's in charge of this? Because vision puts things in order. Vision says, no, this is how we operate. This is what we're doing. Oh, my God. I got to keep going. Oh, it's so good. All right, listen. Number 2, God has given us unique skills to solve problems. Things happen in us. We see things. Listen, I say this all the time. You can view life out of 2 ways, 2 premises. You can view it as a problem or an opportunity. That's all life is. It's according to your perspective. It's a problem or it's an opportunity. Listen, opportunists are visionaries. They'll see something and say, think about it. I think about dumb things, y'all, sometimes. I think about who discovered deodorant? Like somebody that got tired of BO. You know what I mean? Probably somebody's mama, because, you know, mom, you walk in the house, you be stinky. Mom be like, boy, you stink. Go in here and put some deodorant on. I mean, you know. No, vision. No, think about it. Everything we do, y'all, came from somebody's vision. Chairs, your hair. Who invented the comb? Somebody solved our problem. Thank God. But I used to have a fro, you know what I mean? I'll tell you about that time I had a little fro, and I forgot to pick it. You know, you got to. And I was I was riding the car, you know, my mom was about to drop me off because she had to go to work, and I forgot my pick. You know what she did? She pulled a fork out. I think it was out of her lunch pail. I said, here. And I'm with the fork, crying. But listen, you got to understand, you got to get, man, I hope y'all are getting this, but you got to grab this. God gave you unique skills and ability to solve problems. It's to solve people's problems. We have daycares. Why? Because women went back to work. Because before it was mama stay home or grandma, somebody stayed home and kept the kids. No, when everybody started working in family, they started creating daycare centers. When I was a kid, we have daycares. I don't ever remember a daycare. We all went to grandma's house. Yeah. Not grandma in the club. She can't, you know what I mean? She got to work too. She got to pay for her get down. You understand? All right, come on, man. Let's go. All right, y'all here today? I mean, all right, let's go. Listen, you can never discover your purpose without vision. Pastor, what's my purpose? What's your vision? What is your vision for life? You cannot discover your purpose in life because right from your purpose, man, comes vision. Now let's talk about real quick. We got to keep going because I'm going to be on time today. I told my wife I'm going to be on time. What happens if we lack vision? What if we don't have vision, Pastor? Well, I can turn the news on and show you that. Let me just stay focused there and stay focused. No, listen. I like to use the stories in the scriptures to help us understand the scriptures because today our teacher is going to be the children of Israel. And see, I know some of you are unchurched and y'all don't know what that is. You know, so who is the children of Israel? Well, let me just give you a quick synopsis. All right. There was a man named Joseph. He got sold into slavery by his brothers. He went to Egypt. He had brothers and sisters, and his father. They were the what we call the first children of Israel. Famine hit. They went to Egypt because Joseph. They went there. Joseph got. You know how Joseph got locked up. He was a prisoner. God blessed him. He became second in charge of Egypt. So all of his family went to Egypt. They grew so fast, and God blessed them so much, they outmultiplied the Egyptians. The Egyptians got scared and enslaved them. And so now they're slaves, and they cried out to God for 400 years. And then God finally says, all right, I'm going to send a deliverer. He sent Moses. Moses goes to Egypt, talks to Pharaoh, said, Pharaoh, hey, you got to let God's people go. God, he's all right, brother. 10 times. Took him 10 times, but he got it. He lets them go. They go across the Red Sea. They're now about to enter into the promised land, and they get there, and they get stuck. So what happens if you lack vision? They're going to teach us today. So here's what, first of all, number one, listen. The details of your life lack meaning. If you don't have vision, the details, you're bored with details. No, every little thing, man. Listen, that's why you can have thoughts of suicide. Are y'all listening? Because you have no vision. You don't see yourself doing anything. You don't see yourself no bigger than where you are. No. The details of your life lack meaning. When I met Leslie, man, and I knew I was going to marry her, I gave her my chairs. I had the ugliest couches on the planet. Them things were so ugly, I can't even describe how they look. I had to pull out the pictures and them things goes, matter of fact, I got it from a guy. You know, you're a bachelor, guys move out. Like, hey, man, you can keep that couch. I got it from somebody. They got it from somebody. And so I don't know where they came from, but I had them in my house. They was ugly. I didn't care. I just wanted to sit down and watch football. So I gave her, I gave her my couches. I gave her my general dollar store appliances. No, I did. Because, listen, because the details mattered. I had a vision, and I would say, whatever I have, whatever it takes to get it, you can have it. Come on, number 2. What happens if we lack vision? Number 2, you lack control of your emotions. Because vision helps you control your emotions. Listen, let's go read this. This is Numbers 13 and 17. It says, Moses sent them out with these instructions. Go northward into the hill country of Nigabag. Now listen, what happened is they're about to go into the promised land, all right? And they're about to, Moses sent out some spies. Hey, go spy it out and come back and tell us, all right? This is what he says. And see what the land is like. See also what the people are like who live there, whether they are strong or weak, many or few, and whether the land is fertile or not, and what cities there are, and whether they are villages or fortified, whether the land is rich or poor, or whether there are many trees. Don't be afraid. Bring back some samples of crops you see. The first of the grapes were being harvested at that time. All right, so Moses is sending out some spies. He said, hey, man, here's some good things going to happen. Check it out. Now, they expected big things because God told them. But he was sending them out. But they lacked the vision to see it. God has you here. Are you lacking the vision to see where you are? Listen, if you're having thoughts of continued suicide thoughts, pity, all that, you lack the vision to see where he has you. He has to help you with that. Just like he helped the children of Israel. You don't want that kind of help, though. No, really. You lack control. You lack control of your emotions. I was dating this girl. I told you this story. I was dating this girl before I met Leslie, and she was fine. And all my friends were like, "Oh man, you got to marry that girl." But you know what? She didn't fit the vision. And I cut her. Cut her. You know what I'm saying? Cut like a dry rope. No, really, because listen, because she wanted to fight and fuss. I don't do all that. Fussing and fighting, getting in my face. Oh no, listen, cut her. No, listen, because see, I had a vision for marriage, and that wasn't it. And vision helps you control yourself. You got a person out of control. They fighting, carrying on. I had a person. I tried to counsel them. I was trying to tell them, hey, don't get married, because if y'all hitting and carrying on, don't do it. That marriage didn't last a month. That's a true story. It did not last a month. I told her, I said, I'm warning you. If you go in there with, because listen, they had no vision for marriage. They just wanted to get married. But what's your vision? What do you see coming forth? You're never too old for vision. Abraham was 75 when God met him. Right? Yeah, 75. You're never too old. You're never too young. All right, come on. What happens when we lack vision? Here we go. This is number 3. We lack direction and we become wanderers. Where are you going? How are you going to get there? That's it. People that does not have vision, they lack direction. They're wanderers. You don't know what you're going to do. Today I'm this. Oh, no, I'm going to go back and do this. Oh, no, hold on, I'm going to do this. I'm going to smoke today. I'm not going to smoke tomorrow. You lack vision. You with one dude today with another dude tomorrow. One girl today with another girl tomorrow. No. You lack vision. I was with a friend of mine not long ago. They came to visit our church, and I used to date their daughter, and we're good friends. And she said to me, baby, you married the right person, because my daughter could have never done this. She said she could have never done none of this. You see what I'm saying? You lack vision. Ladies, don't marry a man that's not pregnant. If he's not pregnant, no. Dudes, my brothers, don't marry no sister that's not willing to say, hey, I see that vision. We can do it. All right, let me go. Y'all don't want none of that. Let me go on, go. No, don't marry no dude that don't have a vision. Why? Don't waste your time. If he doesn't have vision about the kingdom of God, don't marry him. No. Yeah. Just wait on God. God got somebody. Yeah, right. All right, let's talk about it. There's a fight for your vision. Somebody said there's a fight for your vision in your life. There's a fight. Satan don't want you to have vision. That's why the suicide numbers are up. He don't want no one to have vision or discover the vision that God has created. Why did God create me? He gave me a reason. He don't want you to know it. All right, y'all ready? So we're talking about a fight for God's vision for your life. So God gave us a vision. God gave us a vision for a purpose, and that is to solve problems. Now listen, I was in the military in the 80s, right? Check this out. I was in the military, even in corporate, when the times before they had computers. And you want to know what our office looked like in the time before computers? We had a bunch of file cabinets. I mean, most of the office was filled with file cabinets. Why? Because we had typewriters. You typed stuff up, and then you typed it up, and then you made a mistake. And then we had a lot of recycle bins too. We had a lot of recycle bins because you make a mistake, you ball it up, throw it away, you start over. And then you have to file it away in the file. And you ask for something. The boss come in and ask something. You got to go in the cabinet, pull it out, and you got to dig it out. I put it in here. I know I put. Thank God. Listen, somebody got a vision and said we can build a machine that can type and store that information, so we don't have to have them cabinets. It's called a computer. Man, I remember when we started faxing. I remember we were just like, oh yes, we can send that across we were sending stuff to England, they had bases in England. We were faxing stuff over, and they faxed something back. We were like, yes, oh my God. That's right. Listen, somebody had a vision. Somebody was impregnated with, hey, we can do this. Now, we got wireless. You ain't got to connect no wires to your printer. All right. You can be way on the other side. Let me just print this. You can do it from the cell phone. Just go and print. What? Where does that come? It came from one place, people. Vision. You know what I'm saying? So, come on, remember. I remember computers used to go, we used to have all those wires that would go from the printer to the computer. We'd be sitting up in there, did it print? Hey, can y'all go check, see if that print? None of that happens anymore. Why? Because we have computers and software that tells us that didn't print. Something will happen. You out of ink. Oh, man, I'm out of ink. I got to go get. Now, listen. Now they tell me when I'm out of ink. Hey, you're going to be out of ink. We're sending you some. Oh, all right, yeah, right. What happened? How, people? Vision. And so if I'm your enemy, I'm going to make sure you don't know what God's vision is for your life. I'm going to make sure you don't know it. I'm going to let you continue to be a wanderer from person to person to person to person to person, never ever knowing that God sent you the right person and you ignored it. All right, let's go. So somebody say it's a fight for a vision. It's a fight. It's a fight. Come on, say it's a fight. It's a fight. All right, so number one, listen, suicidal thoughts are designed to cancel your vision's impact. That's the purpose of suicide thoughts, is to cancel your vision's impact. Just like, you listen, let me go ahead and read this. This is where we at? We're in Numbers, the 13th chapter. 27th verse, it says, and this was the report to Moses. They came back. They went out to the land and they came back. This is the report. We entered the land you sent us to explore it. And it is indeed, it's a bountiful land flowing with milk and honey. It's the bomb. Here's the kind of fruit it produces. But the people living in that area, they're powerful. And their towns are large and they're fortified. And we saw giants there. You see how they're exaggerating? We saw giants. The descendant of Anak and the Amalekites lived in Nineveh. And the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites live in the hill country, and the Canaanites live along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea and along the Jordan Valley. But Caleb tried to quiet the people as he stood before Moses. Let's go at once to take the land, he said. We can certainly conquer it. But the other men who had explored the land with him disagreed. We can't go up against them. They are stronger than we are. So they spread this bad report about the land among the Israelites. The land we travel through and explore will devour anyone who goes to live there. All the peoples we saw were huge. We even saw the giants. See how they repeat themselves? They're the descendants of Anak. Next to them, we felt like grasshoppers. That's what they thought too. So what's happening here? Listen, they were minimizing the impact of what listen, there were people already on the land. God was going to move them out and put them on it. Wow. They lost sight of that. So they were minimizing the vision, the impact that God was going to do. See, listen, Israel, the reason why God formed Israel is to be a blessing to the world. That was the reason why he formed Israel, to be a blessing. Now we're beginning to see it now come to pass now in our lifetime. But before, he put them there for a reason, to be a blessing to the world. He was going to use them to reach everybody. That's right. And they're sitting there, and God already told them. Now, mind you, they just came out of the Red Sea. He drowned the most powerful army on the planet. And they missed it. They missed it. They're sitting there going, oh no, we can't do that, because if we do that, they're going to kill us. They're so big. See, what the enemy tried to do, he tried to minimize your vision in your mind. So you never get to the point where you think it's going to do something to change or help somebody. The impact of your vision is big and strong, just like Adam's. But what the enemy does, he comes to tell you, hey, man, it don't matter. Don't go to church. Don't go to group. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. None of that matters, man. It don't matter. Live your life any way you want to. Do what you want. Live with, sleep with whoever. It don't matter. No. It's minimizing your impact. Listen, I heard Andy Stanley say this. We are never to live visionless lives. Caleb and Joshua, of the 12 spies that Moses sent over, 2 came back with a good report. 2 said, hey, let's do it right now. Let's go. We got this, bro. We got it. 2 of them. Out of all of them guys, 2 of them said, let's go right now. See, the problem was everybody else is visionless. And we're never, let me just tell you this, how we're built. We're built to have vision because you see people doing evil things, evil schemes. You ever heard stuff on the news and you say, how do they think that up? Yeah. That's so dumb. Who would do vision? Wow. So we have the capacity to have it. Man, I hope y'all are listening to me, man. I hope y'all listening. You know what I mean? We have the capacity to have vision. If I'm a young person, I'm so glad I'm in this church. Right. You know why? Because this is the thing that changed my life. I don't remember the date, but it was a Sunday night. At the time, he was not bishop. He was Pastor David Copeland, Dr. David Copeland. And he was preaching. And the message he preached was the power of having purpose. And he talked about purpose. This is before Miles Monroe, too. And he talked about why God created you and the reason why. And you need to do something with it. And he talked about college and school and why you're making this. Although I remember this sermon. That sermon changed my life. It changed the path of my life. I stopped thinking I was just a football player. I started thinking, man, maybe God really wants me to do something with this life. I got up the next day, went to school, talked to a counselor, started going back to college. And the rest is history. You see what I mean? But it all came because I heard the words of one man talking about vision. That God created you for a reason. And out of the vision that you see will come your purpose. All right, let's keep reading. Number 2. Vision requires bold leadership. Somebody say bold. See, pregnant people are bold in a kind of weird, awkward way. They got emotional things. What you call that? Emotional hormones. That's what the hormones. Yeah. Because Leslie, man, when we were like pregnant and stuff, well, she was pregnant, but I was there too. You understand? And so she would just say things sometimes. Just no. She's like, okay, all right. I mean, one time she was in labor, and we had a bunch of people in the room, and them pains were hitting her, and she bit me, right? And I was like, oh my God. And then we had all these people in the room, and the nurse said, should I empty the room? Leslie said, yes! She put everybody out, all the deacons in the church that was there, get out! She kicked them all out. And Leslie was like, yes! And I was like, oh man, they ain't gonna never speak to us ever again. But listen, pregnant people are bold people. Pregnant people are saying, you know what? I have nothing to lose. I got to get this baby out of me. Right. I'll take the chance and the risk. I'll risk it all. I'll live in a car until I make sure I give birth to this business. Yeah. I'll live from paycheck to paycheck, hoping that one come. Come on, hurry up. Hey, hurry up. Y'all ain't never hurried no paychecks. Hurry up.
Right.
We got to pay the rent. Hurry up. No, but vision says I'll do it because I'm not afraid. Come on, man, let's read. Listen to this. So the whole community began crying. Now, they done gave their little bad spiel. Everybody crying. And they cried, what? All night. Their voices rose in great chorus of protest against Moses and Aaron. If only we had died in Egypt, or even here in the wilderness, they complained. Why is God taking us to this country only to have us die in battle? Our wives and our little ones will be carried off as plunder. Wouldn't it be better for us to return to Egypt? Then they plotted among themselves, listen to this, that they should choose a new leader and go back to Egypt. Now, mind you, how are they going to get past the Red Sea? Duh. You can't cross the Red Sea. All right, two of the men who had explored the land, Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of, I can't even pronounce his name, tore their clothing. They said to all the people of Israel, the land we traveled through and explored is a wonderful land, and if the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us safely into the land to give us. It is of rich flowing with milk and honey. Do not rebel against the Lord, and don't be afraid of the people of the land. They are only helpless prey to us. They have no protection, but the Lord is with us. Don't be afraid of them. You see what they're trying to calm them down, right? They had to go against the grain to calm the people down. They had to be bold and stand up and say, hey, chill, man. Chill. God got us. He got us. Let's just do it. Yeah. While everybody else cried all night. See, listen, when it comes to vision, you got to understand this is the second point. Listen, the world is a grind. It's a grind. It's tough soil to do the vision God puts inside of you. No one said it was going to be easy. No one said it was going to be easy. That's what they couldn't understand. But the bottom line was they would say, hey, man, God got us. Let's just go do it. And that's what I'm saying to you. That's what you just go do it. Go make it happen. It's going to be tough, yes. But don't just look at the toughness. Let me tell you the story. I was in San Antonio. You know, I'm from the country in Valdosta, right? And I had a garden in the summertime. I had me a little garden. I do take a little backhoe and go out in the backyard, start breaking up the ground, get it ready, get me a little plow, and I can make me a little garden. I went to San Antonio, and we bought a house, me and Leslie, and I said, I'm going to break the ground up. I'm going to put me a garden back here. I got me a backhoe. I'm going to boom, boom. Every 2 feet, I hit a rock. I pulled a rock up. It's this big. I'm like, what in the world? Putting the rocks aside, all of a sudden, boom, I break my backhoe. So I was go to my neighbor. I see my neighbor. They got a little garden, and they took some. I don't know if y'all know what this is, but railroad tires. They stole big pieces of lumber, and they made a little square, and they put dirt in it, and they made. I said, so why did you do that? Why? She said, oh, this is not good soil for a garden. It's nothing but rocks. She said, if you're going to have a garden, you got to go get this stuff and make it like this, and then you can have whatever you want. See, I was like, oh no, I ain't doing all that. See, listen, if that's your take, then that's probably not the vision that you should be doing. Oh, no, I ain't doing all that. No. You got to understand, if God has called you to it, it's going to be a grind. Yeah. It's going to be tough soil. You got to know. And the children of Israel, listen, Caleb and Joshua was trying to tell them, hey, listen, we got this, man. Let's just go do it. Because it's going to be a grind, you got to be bold. You can't be afraid. You got to be bold. Step out. God got us, man. He brought us over the Red Sea. Amen. Come on, man. Step out there and do it. Oh, man. Oh, y'all make me tired today, man. I was expecting, this is the last lesson of the thing. I was expecting this to be all right. All right, well, let's go to our last point. Wait a minute. Let me see. Where am I? I don't went. Number 3. And my iPad just got rid of my sermon. Yeah, that's all right. I know what it is. Put it up, Miles. Go ahead. Number 3, vision requires that you connect the dots. You got to connect the dots. Give me the scripture. That thing deleted it too, boy. I don't know what happened to that thing. Praise the Lord. All right, the devil must be mad. He must be mad. He must be mad, but it doesn't bother me, does it? It doesn't bother me. I win all the time. No, listen. So listen. So you got vision requires that you connect the dots. Now listen, let's read our scripture. Again, let's go back to the 10th verse. But the whole community began to talk about stoning Joshua and Caleb. Then they got mad at Joshua and Caleb. They're going to stone them. They were going to stone Moses and Aaron first. Now they're going to get them too. Then the glorious presence of the Lord appeared to all the Israelites at the tabernacle. And the Lord said to Moses, listen, how long will these people treat me with contempt? Will they never believe me, even after the miraculous signs I have done among them? I will disown them and destroy them with the plague. Then I will make you into a nation greater and mightier than they are. So know what he was telling Moses? He said, hey, Moses, now when it says God's going to destroy them, all that means is all God did was remove his presence. And then the evil of the day would just come and get him. God don't send plagues. Okay, so listen. So what happened was he's telling Moses, he said, Moses, they've lost sight of what I've told y'all. I told you I was going to give you the land. I told you I'll bless you wherever you go. I told you whatever you touch, go prosper. I told you this. Just go out and do it. Right? So he told Moses, okay, Moses, I'm so fed up. I'm going to let all that happen. I'm going to start all over with you, Moses. Oh, my God. See, listen. You got to connect the dots. Here's what I mean. You got to look back sometime to see where God has brought you. And see what God has done. That's all he's telling Moses, they forgot. All the things I've done, they forgot. They're not connecting the dots in their lives. And see, listen, when God impregnates you, you got to look back. We ain't have no money, God blessed us. We ain't have no car, God blessed us. Kids were sick, God blessed us. You know what I mean? People came against us, and God, he took care of it. People abandoned me. My mama, my dad, everybody abandoned me, but God took care of me. All he asked, listen, if you're going to have vision, you have to learn to, on a regular basis, connect the dots. Connect the dots. Why? And how do I do that, Pastor Darren? Here's how you do it. You have to think God-level thoughts about your life. Yeah, that's it. God-level thoughts. My life's so important, it's just as important as Adam. It's just as important as Adam. It is. It's just as important as Adam's life. My vision for my life is just as important as Adam. Right? And the dots of my life will help me understand how important they are. See, because Satan will come and tell you, you ain't important. You ain't got good hair. You too dark. You too bright. You too whatever. You too fat. You too skinny, whatever. No. You just need to get impregnated. You need to be pregnated. That's all you need to be impregnated. Once you're pregnant, none of that stuff matters. All what matters is having that baby. And you're going to do that by thinking God-level thoughts. Can y'all say that? Thinking God. One more time. Thinking God. Thinking God-level thoughts. The enemy can't he should not be able to just come to your mind and tell you, hey, life is so bad, just end it. No, brother, I'm pregnant. Can't you see I'm pregnant? Are you kidding me? I'm pregnant. And I'm going to have this baby. And you can't do nothing about it. I'm telling this story. I heard a preacher tell it. It was so good, I got to tell it. There was a man who raised dogs. He raised race dogs. They race greyhounds. And he had one that he was preparing for the big races. I don't even know what they are in dog racing, but it was a big race. And he just had this one dog. He said, this one right here is going to make me a lot of money. It's going to do good. But one day on their farm, there was an accident. Something fell on the dog, hit his leg. They took him to the vet. They ended up having to amputate his leg. But prior to that, he had won about 10 races. He was the premier dog on the farm. So he said, what am I going to do? He said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this dog. He said, you know what I'm going to do? Nothing. I'm going to treat him just like I treated him when he was winning. I'm going to treat him just like I treated him when everybody wanted to breed with him. So he put him over there with the champion dogs. And he left him in there among the champions. And all they did was race. Every day they raced. And every day he would be the number one dog. He would come in first place. Until he had his leg amputated. And then, here he go. He the last one coming in. It wouldn't take long. They would run every day. And one day, they saw the three-legged dog. He didn't finish last. He finished next to last. They raced again. He didn't finish next to last. He finished in the middle of the pack. Before they know it, that same dog with his 3 legs was the head of the pack. All the other dogs was running. He was. And so one day he had some visitors come, and they saw the 3-legged dog winning these races. And they said to him, how is this dog with 3 legs winning this race? And he said to them, oh, let me tell you the story. He told them the story what happened, how he was winning races, and then how the accident happened. And he said to them, they said, well, how's he doing it now? He said, because I never took him out of the culture of being a champion. It never left his mind that I'm the best out here. And he, see, listen, the dog connected the dots. The dog connected the dots. You and I have to connect the dots to know the vision that God had put in our hearts, to be able to do it and complete it and be the champion God has called us to be. Let's stand to our feet. Let's stand to our feet. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for allowing